My buddy birded our janitor after he got caught speeding in our school parking lot. Sophomore year of high school, and it's such a funny year because most of the kids can't drive going into sophomore year. Out of me and all my cross country buddies, the only one who could drive the summer before sophomore year was our buddy Lenny. And he had this 2001 Toyota Sienna minivan. He would always drive us around in. When we weren't driving with him, he was always just doing the wildest shit. And it became like a regular thing after practice when we were all waiting for our parents to come pick us up. Lenny would start bumping music and do these burnouts and donuts in the parking lot. Just like that old school blacktop parking lot at the school, and Lenny's doing burnouts in his front wheel drive 2001 minivan. This high school boy shit is just like one of the funniest things you could do after practice is watch your buddy burn out in his minivan like on some Baby Driver GTA type of shit. Just whipping the thing. And again, not even leaving the facility, just whipping it around the parking lot. And this particular day, I was going home with Lenny. We were going to hang out or whatever. And so I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and he's like, and again, it's just the funniest dude, like windows down. He kind of had like this high pitched, kind of nasally voice. We're gonna do some burnouts or what? I'm like, dude, yeah, let's do some fucking burnouts. Like we're sick. So Lenny starts bumping his music and doing burnouts, whipping figure eights in the parking lot and sliding the van across the asphalt and shit. And again, what's so funny about it is we're only focused on our 4 or 5 little friends on the cross country team who are waiting for their rides. They're laughing. So for us, if they're laughing, we're laughing. It's hysterical. I'm like hanging out the passenger window, and he's honking the horn, whipping the car around. And again, I'm sure there was a bunch of people watching us, but in our heads, we would always wait once our coach left. Then Lenny would start doing his trap music and burnouts and all that shit on the asphalt in the parking lot. So in our minds, our coach had left. Like the only disciplinarian figure we had to worry about in the summertime is gone. We're gonna tear it up real quick and then leave. And this would take place for like 10 or 15 minutes every day after practice. Like I'm sure the tires on Lenny's minivan had to be so bald by the end of his sophomore summer. But anyway, he is whipping the car around and we're laughing and stuff. And then I remember looking to my right. We're up at the top of the hill. For everyone who doesn't know, we went to Cufcath, and we're up by like the front of the school. And there was like just at the time, I don't know how the parking lot looks now, but there was only these 2 concrete medians with some trees and mulch, and everything else was pretty wide open. So we're kind of up at the top of the hill, just before those concrete medians. And Letty's like, "Watch this." And he puts it into neutral and starts revving his engine, and he's redlining this Toyota Sienna. It's like, like just screaming. He throws it into drive, and it's just a massive burnout. Smoke shoots out. The minivan kind of fishtails, and we go flying. Well, literally, right as he starts burning out, you see this old man at the bottom corner of the parking lot down by Cufcath's basketball gym come running. Well, it's too late because Lenny has already started to take off. So after the fishtail, now he's flying out of the parking lot at like 40, 50 miles an hour. And I see this kind of old chubby dude come running. The janitor was there working on landscaping stuff by the gym, so we didn't see him. He sees us doing this massive burnout and then sees us speeding down the hill. So he's coming over to say something, and he's running at us. And to this day, I never even asked. I was laughing so hard that I never even asked Lenny why he did it. But the janitor comes running, and he's beelining to try to cut us off before we leave the parking lot because Cufcath has like this little, it looks like a J. It's like a little J driveway. It's just a 2-lane road basically, but it's a narrow part of the parking lot. Like if someone were to step in front of us, we couldn't get out of if someone were to step in the middle of that, you couldn't even get around him. So I realized what he's trying to do, and I'm like, Lenny, that guy's trying to cut you off. At this point, we didn't even realize it was the janitor until we got a little closer. So as we fly up, Lenny's like, he's not cut off shit. And he slams on the gas even harder. We fly by our janitor, and I'm like, sorry. He's screaming, waving like this, slow down. What the hell are you doing? And I'm like, sorry. This is all happening as we're flying past him. Lenny out of left field goes, fuck you. He's like, hey, fuck you. And we whip out of the parking lot on the Dixie Highway. We take off. I'm telling you, it's the hardest I ever laughed in my life because I'm like, first of all, the trap van was so easy to identify. Second of all, just the out of pocketness of like, I'm gonna flip you the bird as we take off. Like we could have just kept driving and acted like we didn't see him. There was so many things that we could have done in that situation, but nah, Lenny's like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna punch the gas even harder and flick him off as we drive by. It was easily the hardest I ever laughed. Me and my buddies were like recapping that for a couple days afterwards. Like that was the most out of pocket shit we've ever seen. But that was kind of the birth of Lenny and the Trap Van, man. And that I tell you what, that kid and that van made up some of my favorite high school memories you can go through. I should probably just have like a playlist of Trap Van stories because it was some of the funniest shit I'd ever seen in my life. And that particular one, that was kind of what started it all. So, and the funniest part about it is Lenny totally admitted, like, yeah, I was kind of fucked up. Like, I probably shouldn't have told him to fuck off. And he purposely asked his dad if he could take his dad's car to cross country for the next like week or so he didn't get identified by our janitor. Because it was like a good week after that. The rest of the summer practices, it felt like our janitor was driving around on the Gator trying to see who was driving what when we would come to cross country practice. So that was pretty great. And like I said, just one of my favorite stories. Shout out Lenny as always. Shout out the Trap Van. Shout out my buddies from cross country and yeah, that's today's story. Talks with Tom. Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street and bake, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more. As always, we'll be back with more episodes soon. My buddy birded our janitor when he got caught speeding in the school parking lot.